Hey, it's me again. I'm wearing the same clothes. That's because these were filmed at the same time. They just weren't edited at the same time because I'm lazy. Anyway, we're going to talk about Mario Kart. Okay, so Nintendo announced a new Mario Kart on the Switch, which in theory sounds nifty, because the last Mario Kart on the Switch is actually a Wii U game that was just repurposed. But this new game is awful. Now hear me out, because I know it's not released yet, but I'm just going to talk about what we know so far. So far, the game, let me look at this as a collector. It is a physical cart that you drive around using your phone, using your Switch, and it's a thing. It's a physical, actual thing. It drives around on your floor, and you map out whatever path you want, you make a circuit, and that's cool. And you have these physical gates you set up to kind of show it where the circuit is. I think the AR camera reads them, recognizes them, and that's how it helps map things into the game. So that's cool. However, the game is digital. So if you're going to put all this emphasis on a physical entity, an actual physical cart that you have to hold and touch and set down and maneuver through your house, why the hell wouldn't you include a physical game? That's just absolute stupidity. And also, while we're on the topic of the fact that this is physical now, when that cart's driving around, if you have young siblings, or pets, or parents that don't care, no. Just no. It's not gonna work. Someone will kick that thing, or step on it, or pick it up, or chew on it, or all of the above, and I give half these things that are produced about a week before they're destroyed in some way. It's absolutely going to happen. And considering it has a built-on AR camera, it's certainly not going to be cheap to replace. So yeah, this game right off the bat is just going to be a giant bundle of disappointment for half the kids that end up getting it. But we'll move on to more of the fallacies of the game itself and not just the physical aspect. For one, from what people are saying, so again, it's rumors, no one knows yet, we don't have it yet, we haven't play tested it, but it doesn't handle carpet well. It pretty much wants a hard, solid, flat surface. So right off the bat, plenty of people are screwed because they don't have hardwood floors. Also, a lot of people don't necessarily have ample open floor plans where they could really utilize this. They may, however, have an open backyard, or a large driveway, or a nearby parking lot, or all sorts of other flat spaces they could use. But if this thing needs perfectly level, flat ground, none of those can be utilized. Hell, even a carpeted floor, from the sounds of it, can't be utilized. So there's a lot of limitation there. And maybe it will come out later that that's not the case and it will work on mostly flat grounds, Maybe it'll handle slight inclines, or it'll be able to go through a shag carpet, or whatever the case is, in which case, great. I'll take this complaint back. But for now, for what we know, most people can't use it. That sucks. Also, another limitation, it's Mario Kart. Mario Kart has infamously been a multiplayer game. That's the whole appeal. It's playing with your friends, getting everyone together on a couch, playing this game. Well, that doesn't really work in this one. If everyone wants to play with you, for one, they're all going to need their own carts. Also, they're all going to need their own copy of the game and their own Switch. So, I hope all your friends have money, because realistically, not everyone can afford the latest console. And the newest game, that's $100 each, which this game is. And then they have to transport their cart to your house, increasing the chance of their cart becoming lost or broken or both. So, yay. And also, it just takes the fun out of it. Couch co-op is about everyone just looking at the same screen, sitting next to each other with their controllers and doing their thing. It's this fun, bonding experience. And you're losing that here if everyone has their own individual screens. It takes away from it. anyone who's old enough like me to remember playing the original Mario Kart on Super Nintendo or the 64, you know what I'm talking about. That's a very different experience than playing online, or even playing together but on separate screens. And they're pulling that experience away from one of the franchises that really helped define couch co-op. So that's a massive disappointment. Also, another thing we know about the game, actually, no, I'm going to segue real quick, because I was just reminded, those gates that you have to set up, how long before those break? And how expensive are replacements? Because it looks like it's just a cardboard frame with some paint on it that the AR camera reads. But what happens when that gets wet? Or bent? Or in any other way damaged and the camera won't read them? Or maybe your dog chews on it, or maybe you lose it, or maybe any combination of those, or any one of another 1,000 things that could happen. How do you get replacements? Can you just print one, or do you have to buy one? Either way, that's a pain in the butt. No. My other major complaint, I know, I have a lot of them, it's kind of my thing, but the charge time on this cart is ridiculous. You can get an hour and a half of battery life on your cart, and then it takes 3.5 hours to fully recharge it. So you spend almost triple the amount of time charging the battery as you get using it. And that's out of the box brand new at full capacity. Once you've used it for a while, it's going to be like any other device you own, and the battery's capacity is going to diminish, and pretty soon the amount of charge it'll hold will get you an hour, maybe 45 minutes, and then what? Can you swap the battery out? So I'm guessing not. I'm guessing it's like every other device that's created nowadays where the battery's internal, and therefore if you want to replace it, you can't. You've got to replace the whole damn thing. So that's another $100 for a new cart that also has crap battery life. That's awful. And the worst part here is that they do have Mario Kart on the Switch. It's right here. This one. Remember this one? It's pretty great. It really is. They have an awesome roster, a lot of good tracks. They fixed the multiplayer from the Wii U version, which was horrendous. This is really good. And they could have just made this better. All they had to do, instead of this new awful AR thing, don't get me wrong, I love that Nintendo's trying to find a way to make AR work. I do. Like innovation. It's just their execution is almost always horrible when they try to innovate. But, that aside, this is the route they should have gone. If you want to get people psyched about Mario Kart again, you don't need a new game, especially not a new flashy, ultimately garbage game. You just need more in here. All I needed was DLC. Give us 6 more characters, you know? Give us the bosses from Mario 2. Or give us some representatives from other Nintendo franchises that you don't see as much. You know, give us Pit from Kid Icarus. Give us Pikachu. I mean, we see him in everything, but he's not in here, so go ahead, throw him in. How about Birdo? You know, just throw in some more characters, and then throw in more tracks. Give us 8 new tracks based on the worlds from Mario 3. That's super easy. Do that. Everyone will love it. Done. Or give us, you know, like a full circular 3D track based on Mario Galaxy, like one of the planets. You know, there's so many options and so many things they could have done for new tracks that they could have just dropped into an already existing game. Use the same engine, use the same programming you already have, just map out some new levels and plop them in DLC. It's easier money. You don't have to reinvent anything. You're not creating a new game. You don't have to manufacture any new hardware. The games are already out there. You're just releasing a DLC pack. So it's cheaper to do, and that means you make more money off of it. So it's higher profit, and you get just as much attention back at your franchise, because it's still Mario Kart. People are still talking about. You're still motivating people to play their Switch, and considering the timing of everything, that's the real goal here, is to get people to talk about the Switch and not the upcoming PS5 or Xbox atrocity. I just don't know why they couldn't go that route. Also, because this does have good couch co-op and battle modes and all of that, Block Fort, the best multiplayer map in any game ever, Just release that for this game. That alone will get so many people playing this. It's the best map. There's not a single multiplayer game in the world that would not be improved by having that map. So put it in this game. All you gotta do, Nintendo. Just saying. That right there, you can charge $5. We'd all buy it. We'd all play it. Sales in this would jump. Just do that. And stop with this $100 AR nightmare that's honestly just a gimmick that we're all gonna get tired of in about 10 minutes. You're gonna map out 3 tracks around your house. You're gonna race them by yourself like a loser. You're gonna think, that was a thing I did. And then you're gonna lose all interest. It's all gonna go on a shelf and you'll never think about it or play it again. And since the profit margin on new games is almost nothing, it's really not gonna help Nintendo a lot. It's not a lasting impression. There's not a giant amount of profit. No one's buying DLC for that thing because no one's gonna play it after the first 20 minutes. Just no. Not only is it not fun for us, it's not a good idea for them. Nintendo, once again, is just killing good franchises because they seriously don't understand games or gamers, and it's awful.